Afternoon, everyone. It's Chris from Solstice ATR as well as Axel. You can find me on Twitter, website, Instagram, Discord. Remember, if you like this video, hit the smash button, give us your commentary, let us know. We're going to talk about the overall market this week, what's going on. We use this for educational use. We're not a broker dealer. And for illustration, remember, use at your own risk. And data may not be copied unless requested from us through the website or getting in contact with us. Let's go to the first slide. And what I wanted to say, are new highs coming in the stock market or this rally on Friday with the gap up going to cause a problem? Because I want to talk about the overall market levels and understanding the different sectors with the Mega 7. I put the S&P 500 here and the NASDAQ in relationship to the S&P sectors. And you can see the S&P 500 did 1.26%. We have the energy, discretionary, the financial, the utilities, material, consumer products, infrastructure, real estate, industrial, healthcare, telecommunication, as well as the Mega 7 with the NASDAQ 100. I put only Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, which is Google and Googl combined together, Facebook, which is Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, and nvda. What I want to talk about is two things on this chart. We usually get a lower high or a higher high or lower high from the top or bottom. These signals are considered pivot point or control points. Every time we are in consolidation going back and forth and zigzagging, you get a control point at the high or the low. It doesn't matter whether you are on a daily chart, a weekly chart, an hourly chart, a 5-minute. These are deflection points to reverse up or reverse back down when you get exhaustion. So I want you to pay attention to these levels using a 5 simple moving average. This is a 5 simple moving average that hugs the candle. I use an 18 simple moving average, not a 20. A 50 simple moving average, a 116 and a 200 and 250. Ask us why we use them, whether we use them on short term or long term. Secondly, I have an RSI divergence, which is a simple RSI, got an average in it, and the range goes between 100 and 0. We usually look at the 2015 area as well as the 80, 85 area to 90, but we use a Fibonacci retracement on it. And the midpoint is 50. You can see it 50.1. The 38.2 is a fib. The 61.8 is a fib. Whenever we draw support and resistance, and we know where the 78% and the 23 are in relationship. If the RSI, there is divergence when we were climbing up here. If you can notice this in 2024 from January low, we had in December a major high in the RSI. But on the dip, we dipped down in January. We bottomed out at the 38, bounced off through the 50, went through the 61, rallied high, created a high up here. But when we created a high, it was a lower high from that area. We consolidated and reversed back up, grinded back up, retested this consolidation, rallied high, and created in April high, a new high. But if you look at the RSI, while it was climbing, it was diverging to the downside. So there was going to be eventually a reversal somehow on momentum or supply and demand. This was a lot of consolidation here. We created a shoulder, a head, and another shoulder, two of them. Then we eventually fell down. We tested the 116 simple moving average in this area of consolidation in this candle. There is between this candle and this candle, there is a gap, professional gap, that's never been filled on the combination of the NASDAQ and the S&P. You have to pay attention to it on the long-term halt, but we are got a gap up here on the long-term going higher, and the RSI is climbing towards the 61.8. If the RSI clears that high and continues up, that's great. If it consolidates, comes back in and reverses back up, that is okay as well. Let's go to the second slide. The second slide, I wanted to talk about couple of things from the January low till the April high. We can see we are in a wedge on the daily chart in Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, NVDA, I missed here NVDA by accident. I just didn't include it. XLE, XLY, XLF, XLU, XLB, XLP, XLK, XLRE, XLI, XLV, XLC. These are the sectors in the S&P 500, which consist of the 13. I have them all labeled here, as well the Mega 7, which are here, including NVDA. But unfortunately, on this chart, when I was inputting the data in here, I missed including NVDA in there. You can see we were in a downtrend. We rallied up, fell back down, rallied back up, fell back down, and reversed hard, cleared the 18 simple moving average. And on all these combination of all these sectors and the Mega 7, we closed above the 18 and the 50 simple moving average. I know this is a death cross. If there's going to be continuation, we have to pay attention to the 61.8 fib in relationship to the 78 coming back to the 100% retracement, because this is our low for beginning of end of April. This is the high in April high. So we want to pay attention to this in case there's going to be a breakout and clear this engulfing candle that took us down in this range when we were range bound on the combination of these. We're going to trade the charts in front of us. We are not biased. We trade technical setups. Don't question the move. Act on every action and reaction. If something doesn't happen, things are reversing the other way, you have to act on it. Don't be wrong. Don't stay wrong. You're not flexible because you can break. Be fluid with the stock market. When I mean fluid, you have to be very liquid like oil in an engine of a vehicle or a plane. Let the winners run. Take some profits on the way up. Don't turn a winner into a loser because you become very greedy. Don't do that. Money will come as long as you stay right. Let us help you if you need any help by using adaptive algorithm solution, which is developed by traders such as us for AI. And I'm going to show you the website you can go to get more information and get in contact with us. Give us your commentary. Let's go to the first slide right here. And this is the S&P 500. What I want to do, break it down on a 9-month basis. We can see we're going to go to time frame. We're going to go daily. We're going to go here for 9 months. We're not going to do much more. And we're going to use the daily on the charts on the S&P 500. I wanted to show this area from here. I'm not going to go all the way down here. You can see there's a gap here. And there's a gap here in the charts. I'm just going to go for this year so far. When I'm looking up, there's a tiny little gap between here and here. When we came down here, you can see we filled 100% of this gap. We usually on reversal, those island reversal, you fill gaps. Right now, we have a gap up here on that momentum from Thursday because the Tuesday bar was down, Wednesday was down. It looked up and failed on the federal announcement regarding interest rates staying the same. They're not going to do any changes. Maybe by July or August, they will do something with interest rates. Then we get a reversal back up. On Thursday, we gap above the 18 simple moving average on the SPX, and we continue higher. We tested where the 50 SMA, we looked above, which is the yellow one, and closed right underneath it on the S&P. We got 61.8. So pay attention if we consolidate here to continue higher or we fail. I think there is a possibility of clearing this candle in order to continue higher on a grind basis because the RSI is climbing towards, it cleared the 50. It's at the 57. We're trying to reach the 61.8 fib on the SPX. Right now, take a look. What I want to do is XLK. I want to give you a couple of ideas. This is the tech sector. We can see that this gap is right here in XLK. I want to show you XLV, which is the, XLV, which is the healthcare. You can see that it is in consolidation, but range bound. Once it is in range bound, pay attention if the 116 going to hold it, and we're going to clear the 141.56. And I'm going to show XLI. XLI. Why am I doing this? You can see it came down to in consolidation same way. And XLP, consumer products, You can see how they are moving. You can check these sectors out. But what I want to do is show you NFLX, Netflix. We can see on the daily chart Netflix, after the earning report fell down, there's a gap here and there's an island reversal gap here. It never retested this one right here. If you can see, this is, I consider this is test one, test two, test three, test four, test five. If this is going to continue, pay attention to the 38.2 on the daily and clears the 18 SMA. There's an island reversal between here and here. If it's going to continue higher, what I would do, I will get a one down here on an option if I think it's going to go to the downside. But I think if the momentum is up, I'll finance the calls here to buy the puts to get the strike higher for the 61.8 fib, which is in the $600 if things are going to change in the market in Netflix. Let's take a look at Tesla. I want to show Tesla. We called that 2 weeks. You can see Tesla when it was down here, everybody was saying, why do you want to buy this area here? Because on the long term, it was in a downtrend channel. It eventually got an island reversal, broke up, consolidated in this area. There was a lot of consolidation, pushed up to the 200, which is the 50% fib on the annual chart from last year. Almost got to 255 cents, missed that 200. It got to 198.87, close enough. And we had this oval here because it broke out of that downtrend channel, rallied up, and we got rid of the positions up in this area. Now we are in consolidation. We are watching the 38 and 50 fib if it's going to hold in order to continue higher or not. Let's go take a look at now the micro ES on the S&P 500. Micro. And what I want to do here is break it down on a faster time frame for the micro S&P 500 because we use the E-mini. It's got a lot of lines, a lot of ovals, a lot of stuff in it. But I want you to pay attention to this consolidation here. Once it came out of that rounded bottom, it created like a W. Pay attention to the 50 SMA in order to break. What I want to do, go to intraday. We're going to use 20 days just to kind of give you a better idea. We're going to use 6-hour chart instead of a 4. And what I wanted to show you is that look down, rally up, look down. You see that bottom here, this bottom here, this bottom here. This was the prior week's range when we tried to push up. If I zoom in here, if you look at the overnight action from Wednesday and the Tuesday close, in relationship to the Thursday, when it looked down, we never failed and it broke back up. This is an up channel from way back on 9/15/2022 from to 7/27/2023. This is an uptrend. It tested it once, twice, 3 times and bounced off and took off. So once we clear this area here from the Federal Board announcement, Jay Powell, because we looked up and we failed back down. We got an inverted hammer on the 6-hour, but we rallied up and cleared it. This was continuation to where we tested the 116 simple moving average and we stalled in this area on this candle, in this candle. We're going to pay attention. It creates a shoulder to continue higher to clear that control or pivot point. This is a very significant area on the S&P 500. Let's now take a look at the micro NQ. The micro NQ was in the same situation as the S&P. If I zoom in, we know that's a control point up here. We fell down, consolidated, we were range, we tried to rally, we fell back down this week. If I zoom in here, we can see the Wednesday and Thursday. The 5 simple moving average kept us up. We reversed back and cleared it. We cleared the 50 and the 18, and we cleared this range here, which is the 17,949. The 17,950 is very important in the NASDAQ if we're going to continue higher or not, because we tested the 116 and closed above it, but we are trying to come into the 200 SMA. If I go to the intraday, we go daily. We're going to do 9-month again to show you the NASDAQ in relationship to the S&P. We can zoom in from this area, from that January low to the April high and the April low here. You can see they created that W, we did hold the 116 simple moving average. We cleared this candle here on the NASDAQ and the 50 Fibonacci. Pay attention to the 50 SMA. If it's going to consolidate to break up to the backside of the channel, then continue higher, because the distance you travel from here to here, I would duplicate it from here to up here, which will reach this area here. Because if I create a box to show you how to do this, if things are going to work out, I can take this area here to this area here. I'm going to just show it to you. If I duplicate this channel, duplicate the drawing, and I grab it to the right and put it up here, this would be 100% of the move going back up. I hope this video is very helpful. You can let us know how we can help you. You can see we were in a downtrend on the daily, and eventually we broke out of here on that downtrend channel, because if I draw a downtrend channel on the RSI from this area to this area, you can see that this consolidation eventually broke. But if I want to be a little bit more on the sharp side, you can always draw downtrend channels, and the channel basically broke up. We got this reversal from the 20 going through 23.38. We tested the 38, bounced off, got to the 50, reset back on the 38 and bounced higher. So trade what the charts offer you. Don't be biased. And I can draw an uptrend channel here that we broke out of. You can see it when we broke out. We tested underneath it, but when we tested underneath it and broke back up, we continued higher. We cleared the 18 SMA, but we are stuck right just underneath the 50 simple moving average and the 61.8, which is F6. Let's go to where you can check us out. Give us your commentary. Let us know. I'm going to show you something that I never do in my videos. This is the website. This is our homepage. This is some of the services we provide. In here, we talk about different platforms here that allows you to get better trading setups. We do a live trading platform on the educational side, as well as, what to look for in equities and options, as well as the testimonies, from other people in our community between the different plans. And here are some of the plans that we have here. Check them out. Let us know what we can help you with so we can do much better. So enjoy your weekend. Take care. Talk to you guys on Discord.